Hey guys, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're probably stressed and dealing with a lot of information being thrown at you. Do I have a pornography addiction or do I not? Is this something that is even real? And you've probably watched all these other videos and you're just really not sure of what's actually going on. So it's understandable to feel that way. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of opinions. So my goal with this video is just to give you a little bit of insight and some tips on what I think are the biggest things when considering pornography addiction and just encourage you to make a change. So my name is Brent. I'm a licensed professional counselor. I'm a certified sex addiction therapist, and I believe in you. I know that you can get through this. Don't give up. Watch the video all the way through. It's really good stuff. Okay, so before I get started, guys, I want to tell you, hit that subscribe button. I do these videos as much as I can, try to do them weekly, and I really just want to help people. I want to encourage people. So hit that subscribe button. I do videos on mental health and also sexual addiction stuff, pornography addiction stuff, and I just try to do a mix of it. So if that interests you, hit that button, click the bell notification, and you'll be able to see what I have coming forward in the next few months, years, what it may be. Okay, I'm going to get right to the point here. If you think you're looking at too much porn or that's not something that fits within your value system and you're doing it anyway, I want to encourage you, getting help is really the first step. That is something you need to do. And there's a lot of different kinds of help, but I'm going to specifically recommend here, go to therapy. You need to go to therapy. You need to go to somebody who's trained to work with sexual issues, just addiction issues, pornography addiction. Go to somebody that knows what they're doing, whether it be a licensed counselor. There are, if it be a pastor, there's pastors who are trained in this stuff as well. And so whatever outlet you're looking for, go to somebody who knows what they're doing, who can actually give you really good advice and not just watch tons of YouTube videos. And granted, look, I respect these guys and girls that have videos on this stuff, and I just have a lot of respect for them. But at the end of the day, this is one-sided. I'm sitting here recording in front of a camera. I don't see you. I don't know who you are. I'm not your therapist. So it's important to go to somebody who's trained, that knows what they're doing, and that can actually help guide you along the circumstances that you're in. Doing research, reading books are great, but that can't be the only thing. The next thing I want to tell you is that your support system is crucial. You have to get a solid support system other than a therapist to just walk behind you through this. If you are struggling with a legitimate pornography addiction, it's probably just tearing you up inside. You don't really feel like you can go to many people to talk about it, and it's just really scary. It may be just, this thing that you try to just shove under the bookshelf over there and don't deal with it, but it keeps dealing with you. If you don't deal with your stuff, it deals with you at the end of the day, and this is not an exception to that rule. So it's important that you really find people in your corner. It may be family, it may be a best friend, something. Just let them know where you're at. They may not have the answers. They most likely will not have the answers, but it's important to have people alongside of you that can walk along this path with you, just to check in, like, hey bro, how you doing? Like, what are you, what's going on? Are you okay? Just having somebody ask you that is so valuable that it will make a huge difference in the end, or just to check in, and if it's, your parents, whoever that may be. And that's why I suggest going to therapy, because the therapist is going to help you figure this stuff out anyway. You're going to talk about supports. You're going to talk about who you need to be more intentional with that can be a better support in your support system. So another thing to consider is that it's really important to be careful, where you're getting advice from. There's a lot of people who have different opinions, and so that's why it's important to have somebody in your corner. Don't go share your business on social media. Oh, I have a sex addiction or a porn addiction. That's not necessarily the best place to go. Be careful with Facebook groups. I've seen stuff where it could be a support group, but support groups turn into therapy groups and everybody's just doing therapy for each other. I'm a big advocate for AA. And so the version of that is SAA, SA, SLAA. I'm a big advocate for that because there is structure behind the 12 steps and there are rules that you follow. It's not just this ruleless society like you would find on a Facebook group or social media group. So just be careful where you're going and who you confide in, because people will be very apt to give you advice, but some of that advice is not necessarily going to be sound. The last thing I want to say is that it's really important to set some goals and be persistent. Don't give up. I don't know what your situation is. You may be on the verge of a breakup or a divorce. This may be wrecking your home life. This may be just something that's really you're struggling with. But at the end of the day, you have to do it for yourself. No matter what the circumstances, you have to get to this point where you do it for yourself and you're not doing it for anything else. And I know that seems a little off maybe for you, but it really does make sense if you think about it, because if you're doing it for, let's say you're doing it for your wife or you're doing it for your fiance or girlfriend, you're doing it only so that you can keep them. But what happens a year later whenever things are good and the temptation comes back? If it's truly an addiction, then it just comes back because you've not done any work. And so you have to do the work for yourself, no matter what the consequences. You have to be able to risk it all because you know that you want to stop living the way that you're living. You know that this is not who you are and that's not who you want to be. And so I just encourage you, just really do the work, guys. Really do the work. Don't just kind of do the work and think that you're going to get results. The more and better work you put in now, the better results you're going to get in later on down the road. So I just really encourage you to just really dive off the cliff here and just get that structure, set some goals, go to therapy and really get the help that you're needing. And so I just want to let you know, this is doable. This is mendable. You can get through this. With addiction, like anything else, it's something that you may struggle with for the rest of your life, but you can be in recovery and you can be in solid recovery if you have the structure. And so that is the most important part is just being intentional, working on your stuff, owning your stuff, having the structure, having the support, and just realizing, like, look at it from a different perspective. I hope that you got something out of this. Click that bell notification, the subscribe button. I want to do more of these. And if this is you or this resonates with you, please just go seek out help in your area with somebody who knows what they're doing. Obviously, Google's the best place. Psychology Today, you can search therapists who specialize in sexual addiction. You can go to itap.com, which is the certification board that I'm certified with, the International Institute of Trauma and Addictions Professionals. And so go to their website and you can find a therapist in your area. And I just encourage you, don't stay where you're at. Do something, get the help that you need. Don't stay where you're at. So I'll see you on the next one.